Alright. 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 Let's boogie. What's going on, y'all? Go to IG. This YouTube shit ain't working. They kicked me off earlier, but my YouTube following is a lot larger than my Instagram. So Scheme is in jail right now. We not talking about no ignorant niggas tonight. We talking about something that matter. We got this documentary is incredible. He said this nigga Gully high as fuck. Oh, not yet. I'm working on it though. The documentary, Julian Manley was good, pimp. The documentary, Who Killed Malcolm X, is raising eyebrows. I was on here earlier. I got him, Terry. I was on here earlier this morning, and Instagram, YouTube kicked me off. Kicked me off. He said the documentary is mind blowing. Yes, it is, and I want to talk to y'all about it. There's so many revelations, man, that was just jaw dropping. I called my mother, who's been in the Nation of Islam like 37 years, and I tried discussing it with her. I got a lot of, nigga, you better watch your mouth. I got a lot of that. Jamil, you better watch your mouth. You better be mindful who you saying this shit to. And yeah, he said this shit is real. He said that documentary got me in my feelings. I was disturbed by the fact that the guy who did it, it was known. It was known. Good morning. He said Cory Booker acting all surprised. The part of with Cory Booker, the congressman from New Jersey, when they asked him, was he aware of who William Bradley was? He tried to act surprised. It was very phony. If you seen it, nigga, you know who that nigga is, and you know what he mean to Jersey. Yeah, you know who he is and shit. Don't do that. He said, what's the exact title of this documentary? Just go to Netflix and type in Malcolm X. It's called Who Killed Malcolm X, though. He said, Dribble God, I'm watching it now. He said, damn, they kicked you off, homie, while homie was on the phone. Yeah, they kicked me. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I thought my computers were having a meltdown all at once. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And yeah, they literally booted me the fuck down. I couldn't believe it. We not talking about Tom Brady right now. All that shit is small beans, man. We talking about Black American history. You feel me? I gave everyone the title. Y'all should have it by now. It's called Who Killed Malcolm X. Great production. The guy who did the documentary, his name is Abdul Rahim. He's gonna get that shit is film festival worthy. Straight up. He said the feds don't want you to talk about. What's up, Angel? I'm gonna text you in a minute. They booted you off for talking about Malcolm X. They don't want us to learn. Right. They did. They really kicked me off this morning. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, if y'all see the way that I made my exit this morning, y'all know that was some bullshit. Right in the middle of my narrative. Seriously. El Haj Malik Shabazz is a big part of Black American history. He's credited with bringing a lot of followers to the Nation of Islam. What I didn't know, I was watching it. I watched it a couple times, actually, probably 3. I can't get enough of it. I'm going to watch it again when I get off of here. I didn't know that Malcolm X was talking shit. He said it's a phenomenal documentary, the best I've ever seen on the death of Malcolm X. Yeah, I agree. I didn't know that he was talking shit. Let's talk about that for a minute. I didn't know. I never knew. I would ask my mom and my grandmother, both members of the Nation of Islam, as well as my father, John 23X. I would ask him, different things about Malcolm X and what happened. And it was always, my father, he was the type of dude, he just mumbled some shit off, man, and that was the end of it. So that was his way of, he not really trying to talk about it. I asked my mother, and the word that was used to describe Malcolm X was traitor. And she got aggressive. One of the, my mother's in her 70s. My mother's 71. To this day, if I was just on the phone with her, she will get fucking aggressive about that shit. And after seeing the documentary, I understand why. I understand why. He said that surprised me too, Gully. Malcolm was talking crazy. Malcolm X was talking crazy, y'all. It's like this. He was asked the same way that I'd be on here and I'd be like, yo, we can't say anything about the rainbow people. We'll be penalized for speaking about the rainbow people. Elijah Muhammad asked Malcolm X not to say anything about the murder of John F. Kennedy, right? And I'm using this in chronological order based on the way it was projected on the documentary. He said, don't say anything about John F. Kennedy. I know from doing research, black people empathize with John F. Kennedy's death. John F. Kennedy was Irish. His father, Joe Kennedy, was a criminal. The family tree, bootleggers. John F. Kennedy kind of knew what it was like to be mistreated because he grew up Irish. You dig? One simple directive: don't speak on the murder of John F. Kennedy. If Malcolm X wholeheartedly believed in the fruit of Islam and the laws of the fruit of Islam, what I mean by this is the protocol. To be in the fruit of Islam, that's a military detail, so to speak. And if you're given a directive by a superior, you have to follow that. That's just what it is. Malcolm X didn't follow directions. He was asked not to speak on John F. Kennedy. He didn't speak on a podium about him. He spoke on him during a Q&A. Broke the rules. I'm saying to myself, damn, Brother Malcolm, if you were everything that you portrayed to be, right and exact, then that should have been a fairly elementary task, just to pipe down for 90 days. He said some things about John F. Kennedy. Boom. He was kicked out of the Nation of Islam, right? I believe in my heart, Malcolm X felt that he built that. He had a hand in building the Nation of Islam, correct? He's been asked to leave something that he helped build, right? Based on what I've seen on the documentary, he didn't start going hard with the accusations of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad having extramarital affairs or children out of wedlock. It seems that he didn't start going heavy with that until they kicked him out. There's parts of Malcolm X's speeches on the documentary, and I seen this one scene where Malcolm X says something like, he's 73 years old. You can't trust him around an 18-year-old or nothing like that. That's the way that it was, the context, the way he carried the minister's name, the way he carried Honorable Elijah Muhammad's name was gonna cause people to become fucking radical. What I don't understand about, after seeing the documentary, Malcolm X knew that the nation was built on the backs of ex-convicts, gangsters, killers. If the guys from any temple in the United States, after I watched the documentary and seen some of the things that Malcolm X said out of his mouth publicly, any hit squad could have came to see Malcolm X. It didn't have to be the guys from Newark, New Jersey. It could have been them niggas from Temple 12 in Philadelphia. It could have been them black mob niggas. You dig? And y'all seen what they did in D.C. They went down there. There was a guy that was speaking harshly, critically of the Nation of Islam. They went down there and they flipped the whole fucking house over with. They said when the police got there to do investigations, they thought they seen a baby doll in a sink. They thought they seen a baby doll floating in the sink. It wasn't a baby doll. It was a real child. They drowned. They killed everybody in the house. Their objective was the child has the seed of the traitor. You feel me? The child has the seed in him. The child must go. That shit that happened allegedly at the hands of Mosque 25 in Newark, that didn't have to happen there. That could have happened from a variety of mosques. And if you know anything about the nation, you know the type of guys that was in the nation back then. I went to Savior's Day in Detroit about 5-6 years ago, probably like 5 years ago, and there was polarity. I told this girl that I was with, I was like, yo, look at the younger guys that's doing the pat search. You know, they was the fruit of Islam. I'm like, look at the younger guys, and then look at these older guys and look at their attitudes and their temperaments while they're patting people down, and you can see it. You can see it all in their face. You dig? He said that was always the story that Temple 12 hit Brother Malcolm X. People would assume that it was them because them niggas wasn't fucking around. He was disrespectful at the end. The Honorable One gave him a pass and told him to just move on. He felt like he could say whatever he wanted. I agree with you. I believe Malcolm X could have went about his business. I believe he could have just, you didn't violate it. You done said something about John F. Kennedy. You suspended. We don't want nothing to do with you. Go on about your business and build Sunni Islam or whatever it is that you're doing. But you can't throw shots at our leader. You can't. Like, that was suicide. That goes for anybody's leader. It was a guy, the leader of the Hebrew Israelites back in the day. His name was Yahweh ben Yahweh. You was going to get the same fucking thing fucking with them. You was going to get the same thing. Anybody that opposed them niggas, off with your head. Straight up. Temple 12 had too many brothers that loved Malcolm. I highly doubt they did that. During this period, nobody loved Malcolm. Nobody stood next to Malcolm. Malcolm didn't have no security. The police wasn't looking out for him. The niggas that killed him, they didn't even get patted down that day. There was nobody was even doing pat downs. You know what I mean? The regular procedure that's required to enter a Nation of Islam building, they wasn't getting pat down. They wasn't on their job. And one of the guys who was on his security detail was a motherfucking informant. They got a picture of an informant bent over Malcolm X giving him mouth to mouth. The motherfucking police. Yeah. Wasn't Bumpy Johnson protecting him? I don't want y'all to get what y'all seen on Godfather in Harlem confused with real life. Straight up. He said Malcolm told him no pat downs. Maybe he was fatigued. Maybe he was tired. I mean, the inevitable was in place. He knew what he did. It wasn't no reasoning with them people. They wasn't hearing that. When I seen with Malcolm X, when I watched this documentary and I seen the things that he was saying out of his mouth, I'm a Malcolm X sympathizer. I've always thought the Malcolm X to be great. And I still do. But I'm looking at the shit that he was saying and I'm like, nigga, is you crazy? Like, you not gonna taunt? Ain't no suckers here, my nigga. Ain't no suckers in this Nation of Islam. You was just with us. You was just down with us. You know how we move. It ain't no suckers here. And now you done left and you just talking crazy, man. And you testing our gangster, Brother Malcolm. You got to go. You can't be here. This is a business. You can't be here. Malcolm knew what came with running his mouth. Yeah, I never knew that he was talking shit. Let me get my scissors. Nobody ever told me that he was talking shit. I thought he was innocent the whole time. I always felt, I mean, my opinion sort of changed today after I seen. I'm like, damn, fam, you can't go and that. I don't think no one else did that. There were other people that left the nation and went on to start their own thing. Noble Drew Ali, Clarence 13X, shit, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. A lot of the guys who had pro-black organizations, religious organizations, started with the Nation of Islam. I just don't understand why he was talking crazy like that. Like, my nigga, you done already disrespected protocol. You done already disrespected protocol. He was way wrong. You done already, you were asked to do one thing. Don't say anything to John F. Kennedy. Don't say anything about John F. Kennedy. He violated that like Elijah Muhammad didn't say anything. This is our organization, my nigga. He said Drew Ali did not start with the nation. All them niggas started with the Nation of Islam. All of them. Every last one of them. There's a picture floating around on the internet with all of them in the same picture together. Clarence 13X, Elijah Muhammad, and somebody else. Them niggas are very familiar with who each other is, the teachings, etc., etc. If you look at the organizations that you can call offsprings of the Nation of Islam, they still used some of the teachings. The 5%, these different organizations, some of them took teachings from the Nation of Islam with them. You can't deny it, even if it's something simple as the dieting. You dig what I'm saying? Or something that was mentioned in The Fall of America or How to Eat to Live. Before the Nation of Islam, there was no one else. Who was before them? Who was before the Nation of Islam in North America? Exactly. But Malcolm brought the membership up because of his charisma as a speaker. He wasn't just gifted as a speaker. He was highly educated. He educated himself. He read dictionaries in prison. If you read his book by Alex Haley, Malcolm X read the dictionary from A to Z. He had a lot of us in prison. That's why my vocabulary is so impeccable. After reading that book, that was always high on my priority list, expanding my vocabulary. But me and anybody who had this train of thought of having a vast vocabulary probably got it from reading Malcolm X's book, straight up. And I don't know how true it is, but I think he ended up wearing glasses. Those glasses, those bifocals he wore, he ended up wearing those because in prison he was reading off into after they cut the lights out. He's trying to read in the dark and shit like that. So that's what happened. Newark Mosque number 9. Can someone confirm that? I haven't been. Nah, it's Mosque 25. From reading that night, right? And it was mentioned on the documentary that Malcolm X probably was more gifted as a speaker than Elijah Muhammad. Moorish Science Temple was before NOI. You show me some niggas wearing some fezzes in 1940 or 1950 or some shit like that. You show me the Moorish Science Temple back then. You dig what I'm saying? And why don't they have a story back then? You know what I mean? Because we've been dealing with this story forever. Farad Muhammad was of East Indian Pakistani descent. He got it naturally. His father was a preacher. I agree with that. The Nation of Islam and Gods and Earth would have never been born if I didn't catch it, man. Peace. Irvington, New Jersey, baby Compton. That was one of the main reasons Malcolm X was chosen to expand the nation. Temple 12 killed Mutah from the outlaw's parents in front of him, and he was also shot or left for dead. I'm from Newark. As a young dude, they used to hit all the hoods recruiting young dudes. Malcolm took it to another level, but he didn't follow his orders. No, he didn't, and it cost him. Had he not spoken on John F. Kennedy, ain't no telling how this would have went. The Moors was first. Get your facts straight, my nigga. I'm not about to go back and forth with you about this Moor shit. I just told you, in totality, can you show me an organization that was present in North America before the Nation of Islam? Can you show me an army? Can you show me an army? Can you show me a black army that was present and relevant in North America before the Nation of Islam? There's one fruit of Islam, my nigga. There's one fruit of Islam. You feel me? There's one fruit of Islam. That's it. You feel me? Anyone else, any other organization, they say, oh, well, we got... Y'all was modeled after the fucking fruit of Islam. You feel me? Y'all was modeled after the fruit of Islam. The security, the discipline, the martial arts, etc., etc., etc. I'm asking y'all, tell me. Just tell me. Give me something. He said the Panthers came after the Nation of Islam. I know it. The Garveyites. I can't say that. I believe the teachings of the Garveyites was around going back to damn near the plantations and shit. Don't quote me, but nothing comes close to supreme wisdom lessons. No more was before NOI, but the Moors are ancient like the NOI. I seen everything that you said, my nigga, but I'm glad that you cleared that up. Nobody was before the nation in North America. The Nation of Islam is credited with bringing Islam to North America. Straight up. The Garvey movement, 1920s. I don't dispute that. I remember hearing. As a matter of fact, Malcolm X's father was a believer in was a Garveyite, if I'm not mistaken. He was a follower of Marcus Garvey's teachings, and that's what made him strong to the point he was killed by the Ku Klux Klan. You feel me? I'm a product of the late NOI. My pops is a pioneer at Temple 25 in Newark. Unfortunately, I was born in 69 and didn't Malcolm, but my father didn't know Malcolm, but my father was around him at times. It was crazy when he recorded the FBI going to his house during his... Yeah, that was wild. You seen what type of guy he was. You see how he stood up to him. They say that someone's integrity is defined as something that a guy would do if he wasn't to be found out. You feel me? We got a good look at Malcolm X's integrity at that time. Good evening to everybody. It's almost 300 people here. Can y'all like this video? I'm just heating up. Y'all can't get this food nowhere else online. Shout out to Troy Terrain from the Star Chamber, man. I see you over there. Troy. What's your topic tonight? Did the Malcolm X documentary expose the Nation of Islam? No. You can't expose something that's always been known. Them people in Newark, they knew what the fuck happened. Them niggas was cold too. He said the X say Elijah was a pedophile. I didn't hear him use the word pedophile, but it's a speech. on that documentary where he says something like, the man's 73 years old. You can't trust him around any 18-year-olds or something. When he said that, I'm like, ho, fam. You throwing insults now. Like, you talking shit now. I didn't know that he was talking shit. I never, ever knew. I said that to my mom today. I said, Mom, I never knew that Malcolm was talking shit. She like, yeah. I never knew that he was talking shit, man. I didn't. And I don't know what motivated him. I don't know what motivated him to make some of the decisions that he made. I got to correct something, too. I said that there was a sister on a documentary that was from the Nation of Islam. It says that she was a former Nation of Islam member, and her name was Kalia Ali. That sister was Muhammad Ali's wife, one of Muhammad Ali's wives. Because my biological sister, her name is Kalia, and my middle name is Ali. We was named after Muhammad Ali and his wife. So, JR Swish, we don't have any anything substantiating that. I would never repeat that. Malcolm was too thorough. When I hear people say it was too thorough, or Malcolm was this, Malcolm was that, my opinion on it somewhat changed today because he disregarded that directive. Part of being a good teacher is being a good student first. I'm gonna say that again. Part of being a good teacher is being a good student first. His teacher, the guy who breathed life into him. The Nation of Islam saved Malcolm X. Malcolm X was a dope fiend. The organization that breathed life into him. Have some respect for what we got going on here, bro. Whatever, however you feel about us, whatever. Go ahead. Assalamu alaikum. Be cool. Because what you doing right now, I'm not gonna be able to stop these niggas. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to contain these niggas. And they couldn't contain them. You feel me? 48 laws of power never outshine your master. That was definitely in play. Eric Housley said he was wrong for that. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. He was a junkie. Y'all don't know it. I could tell y'all might be younger. Y'all might be in the dark about who Malcolm Little was. You gotta go and do your research, man, and do some study and read his book by Alex Haley. And not only that, converse with some elders who might have been around and could fill you in on some things. I got a video on this channel called Kicking It with Brother Wali. Published it probably almost 2 years ago. He spoke about the murder of Malcolm X and things that were going. He's from New Jersey. He was speaking about being in the Nation of Islam back then. You should check it out. Straight up. Why are you scared of this NOI Scientology code? I have no idea what the fuck you talking about. I'm still under the same teachings. Little bit of this, little bit of that. By any means necessary. You know what I mean? Malcolm X believed that wholeheartedly. When the Muslim brother was killed by the police in L.A., Malcolm X wanted to get busy. He wanted to get busy. The nation didn't back him on that. All of these things started to, change the shape of the nation. He said Malcolm was not a junkie but a hustler. Didn't you see the nigga? Did you not read his book? Did you not see the movie that Denzel Washington played? Did you not see them getting him off drugs when he was in prison? Come on, man. Pay attention. Bro, you are fake woke. I'm not fake woke. I was raised in the fucking Nation of Islam. Hold on. Can't make this shit up. Hold on. You see that? Can't make this up. You see that? The Fall of America by Elijah Muhammad. This book talks about a lot of the things that's going on right now. Don't tell me that I'm not informed on this shit. This shit is my heritage, my nigga. You see this? This is a VHS tape from the 80s. I used to hate sitting in front of the TV watching these for hours and shit. I was a kid. I ain't understand it. You feel me? Come on, man. These are VHS tapes. I know what the fuck I'm talking about in regards to this motherfucking topic. Believe you me. He said, you was born Muslim. My name is Jamil Ali. I was named that by Cynthia Muhammad, Salima, Umi. My father was John 23X Muhammad. He said, you ever listen to Nuri Muhammad? Man, I was around the nation when them guys were children. I was around when Dr. Khalid Muhammad was around. I attack and make you vomit. Down with Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Ice Cube said that. I watched all of that. I watched all of the rappers come and join Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg's in the nation. Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube and Paris, and there might be some more. There's some more. I watched all of those guys come to the Nation of Islam and join this shit. Straight up. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. I hear you. Read Iceberg Slim. I read that shit already. Before you get to the fall of Americas and how to eat to live and community itself, before you get to all of the math, you already done read the bullshit. The bullshit being the pimp books, Donald Goins, the fucking John Gotti books, all the bullshit that niggas read in jail before they get civilized. You know, Iceberg Slim, Donald Goins, you know, a bunch of bullshit. But it's all, and it all leads you to the path and shit. Word. Have you ever met Lakim Shabazz? No. I don't follow Malcolm X. I follow El Hajj, Malik Shabazz. More power to you. He said the community itself. Yeah, that's Naeem Akbar. That's a good book. I still have the source mag of Khalid. Keep that. That's worth money. What happened to Khalid Muhammad? I was under the impression that he died from, I think maybe a brain tumor or some shit. Like, it's been a minute. Shit, I remember when Dr. Khalid Muhammad was on Donahue. I remember when the Nation of Islam was on Donahue back in the day. Phil Donahue show. I've been around it all my life. He said, why you so aggressive with your guests? I've never been aggressive with a guest. Nobody's going to allow me to interview them and be aggressive with them. Where'd you get that from? You asked your mom about it when you was younger, right? Yeah, I asked my mom and my grandmother. I asked my mom first. I got cussed out. I got cussed out today. Jamil, you better watch your fucking mouth. Like, watch what you fucking be saying on that YouTube shit. You feel me? I was met with that earlier. And shit. You know what I mean? Nigga, you better watch what you say. You know what I mean? Seriously. The Moors selling black people during the last crusade. Wow. I watched 3 out of 5 episodes from the Malcolm X documentary on Netflix. I'm going to finish it tonight. Do you know OG Product? Hell no, I don't know that ignorant, retarded ass nigga be making up stories and shit. Sister Shirazad Ali has some good material too. You naming titles from my family owned a bookstore, so you know that's why I'm in tune with a lot of these titles and shit. Damn, Gully, the whole time I thought you was a real Muslim. NOI is a fake Islam. What the fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about, my nigga? I'm not on trial here. Don't no man govern me. I do what the fuck I want. Don't nobody, no organization, no man, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? I believe in God, Cypher Divine. Gumar Oz Dubar, you looking at him. You feel me? So I don't know what the fuck you talking about right now, my nigga. But whenever you come in here, make sure you sharp with it. You know what I'm saying? Because coming here, you trying to box with God and shit. He said Malcolm X was out of pocket for the shit he was saying after he left. Yes. Yeah, we just politicking. How do you feel about King Erner? That's my man. I don't know if I'm gonna be penalized for saying that. I talk to him all the time in a DM. Me and him went through we went through some transitions. Me and my whole issue with OBH and shit, it was me and him was the first ones that was at it. You know what I'm saying? Let me get an ashtray. Give me 1 second. King Ernest scammed more than a few people with the CMOS. I don't know nothing about that. I don't have a business relationship with him. I talked to him though. I talked to him. He's a lot more intelligent than people give him credit for. The person who he is in front of the camera and the person who he is two different people. For the most part, Ern be hustling. You gotta respect somebody hustle. That's it. OG product turned his channel into some clickbait shit. Miss Loyal says Malcolm should have left quietly. I totally agree with you. If you're not feeling what the Nation of Islam is doing, if you feel that the Quran and Sunnah is the way, don't kick no dirt at this organization. You know what I'm saying? If you feel that they're misguided, let them be misguided. They'll be dealt with. You ended up growing to the level of understanding the Quran and Sunnah. So Malcolm X perspective should have been, well, these niggas are fuel for the hellfire. I don't have anything to say to them or against them. You know what I'm saying? So you can say that Malcolm X disrespecting Elijah and disrespecting Kobe is the same thing. It's very similar. I said that earlier. It's very similar. Yeah, it's very similar. I keep saying he was bitter and broke and lost the house. Losing the house was the final straw. He didn't have any place to live. He was low on funds. He didn't have any allies. The movie with Denzel Washington, it depicted him having some people that was down with him. If he had a body of people that was down with him trying to see about him, it was a very, very small body of people and shit. You know what I mean? They were attacking Malcolm's character. Explain when you say that. When you say that they were attacking Malcolm's character, explain. Malcolm told the truth and paid the price for his life. If he told the truth, everything that he said or everything that he was on, he could have dealt with that when he was a member of the Nation of Islam. Don't wait until you get kicked out, or don't wait until we separate for you to start telling that Malcolm X displayed the character of a friend who your secrets aren't safe with. And I'm not saying whatever Elijah Muhammad had going on was right. It was wrong. I hear people say something about, I've never heard the pedophile thing. I've never ever heard that, ever. I knew that he had some children out of wedlock or extramarital affairs. People said that was very well known. Same way the preachers in the fucking church be having extramarital affairs. A nigga in power gonna do a few things with his dick. We gotta get used to that. Whatever the case, he was asked not to say anything about John F. Kennedy. That will always be held against him. He was wrong. You disobeyed. You were wrong. You can't be a part of this organization and not listen to protocol. Who the fuck you think you is, my nigga? I just asked you to pipe down. And you said it. You went and said some shit like I ain't said nothing in front of all my people. Who the fuck you think you playing with? Seriously. King of the Island says, preachers aren't claiming to be God on earth. They act like it. They act like it. You're not going to come in here and try to place preachers above anyone. They around here fucking all through the church, passing the fucking bucket around 50 times, got churches the size of fucking Yankee Stadium and shit like that. Come on, man. Are you serious? So you okay with black on black crime? I've never supported black on black crime. I'm for what's right. I'm for what's right. If I tell you, if you're a part of my organization, it was a guy that worked with me on Gully TV. I told him, yo, my man, don't say nothing about Bill Cosby. I don't give a fuck who he raped, allegedly, or spiked they drink, whatever. This is my shit. I don't say, black people, the way I was raised, we don't say nothing about Bill Cosby. I don't give a fuck what he did. I wasn't there. I don't know it to be the truth. I ain't saying nothing about it. And you better not say nothing about him on my motherfucking platform. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no videos published to say anything derogatory about Bill Cosby with a Gully TV logo on it. The nigga wasn't in agreement. You got to fucking go. You can't be here. Straight up. Elijah was a man like the rest of us. Nah, don't bring him down to a man's level. They called him the Messiah. You feel me? They called him Messiah. You feel me? They placed him on a godly level. Don't try to say, oh, he was God. Regular guys don't have a following like that. You feel me? Regular guys don't have a following like that. Elijah Muhammad had a following. Malcolm X essentially turned around and thumbed his nose at the guy whose teachings helped save his life. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. My teachings brought you to Islam, right? My teachings made you put down the dope. My teachings taught you to do for self. You feel me? Okay, I didn't fuck something in the masjid. I didn't fuck something, okay. You about to run and tell everybody about it? You know what I'm saying? You about to go and tell everybody about it in front of my followers, and you know that this is a business. Nah, can't be here. Can't be here. You can't. Malcolm built his fucking following. Check your info. It was a Nation of Islam before Malcolm X joined the ranks. Malcolm X contributed to building the nation. He contributed. You feel me? There was already Muhammad Speaks. There were already a Fruit of Islam. All of that before Malcolm X came on the scene, yo. Straight up. I just realized that Gully is far from smart. I'm out. Get your ignorant ass the fuck out of my chat room then, nigga. I didn't ask you to be here. Get your goofy ass the fuck up out of here. If Elijah was fucking with little girls today, we would crucify him. Who said that he was fucking with little girls? Where did this come from? Where did this come from? Is the person who made the documentary in the Nation of Islam? No, I don't think so. No. Would you agree Malcolm made them more famous? Malcolm was the most recognized and most powerful orator that came out of the Nation of Islam. That by any means necessary speech. He was just excellent with the wordplay. You feel me? Malcolm is more famous now. People who get killed normally ended up being famous. What the fuck? There's no evidence that Elijah messed with little girls. I totally agree. Like, I'm listening to all these experts talking about what he was doing, and I ain't never heard this shit. I've been around the nation my whole life. I've never heard about no pedophile shit. I never heard about no pedophile shit, ever. He said, you're just pro-Islam. I'm pro-black. You feel me? I'm not gonna let none of you misinformed niggas come in here and rewrite history. Not no history that I grew up in. You can't. I'm not gonna allow it. You feel me? I've been on here all day, Instagram and YouTube. Motherfucker ain't coming here and check me with no truth yet. You feel me? It ain't happened yet. We have an open forum. What the fuck? Spike Lee movie says some of the girls were 16. I don't remember that. And I don't think Spike Lee would do that. The killing of a black man in America is not pro-black. I'm not happy that Malcolm X got killed. Malcolm X made decisions that got himself killed. Do you understand what the fuck I'm saying? The Nation of Islam wasn't comprised of Boy Scouts. Do you know who the fuck Ron Harvey is? Do y'all know who the fuck Ron Harvey is? Do y'all know who that is? Do y'all know who Sam Christian is? Do y'all know who Nudie Mims is? Do y'all know the types of niggas that was running around with Elijah Muhammad back then? Do y'all know who the fuck these niggas is? Do y'all know who the fuck? He said that you can't get under my skin not being misinformed. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I was in Albion with Fat Lonzo from the Black Mafia. You feel you understand what I'm saying? Do y'all know who Sam Christian is? Y'all heard Beanie Siegel rap about Sam Christian, right? Y'all heard about Sam Christian, right? Y'all heard about the Black Mafia, right? Not the JBM, the real Black Mafia. The headbusters and shit. The niggas that cut Green Giant's head off and put it on a fucking sign in North Philly. Do y'all know about them niggas? These are the types of niggas that were in the Nation of Islam. You feel me? These are the type of niggas that were in the Nation of Islam. Y'all ever heard of the Dubrow robbery? Y'all ever heard of Brother Amin? There was a raid at Graterford State Penitentiary in Pennsylvania around 1994, 1995. They had to remove the E-Man from the prison. He was so powerful. They traded him for an inmate in Minnesota. They had to move him out of the Pennsylvania prison system. He was too powerful. They moved him in a helicopter. He was the E-Man. I mean, he's known. His government name is Nudie Mims. Yeah. His government name was Nudie Mims. Y'all don't even know who these guys are. But these are the types of guys. He said, hold on, let me correct you. Because these niggas was bad for real. All ignorant niggas, but never killed a white man. Nudie Mims them went in Dubrow's furniture store and flipped that motherfucker upside down. Straight up. They flipped that motherfucker upside down. That was a furniture store, white owned. They came up in that motherfucker and did things. Straight up. So, you know, if you're going to comment or, you know, be a part of the discussion, make sure you on your A+ game. Straight up. Where can I watch the Malcolm X documentary? It's on Instagram. It's on Netflix. Gully, I like you, but you need to study more. I don't need to study more. I was in a thought chamber for years. I was in a penitentiary for years. Every day of my motherfucking bit, I studied or got a chance to stand in front of a scholar or some of the most brilliant men that you've ever encountered. You feel me? Can't you see that I'm fluid with this shit? Can't you see them? He said beat up 13 employees. They might have shot and killed some motherfucking body too. He said, come on, Gully, a furniture store. That's the type of shit that they were doing. That's the type of shit that they was doing. Or you could talk about the murder of Fat Top Palmer. Yeah, Mr. Millionaire. Killed him in front of a room full of people. Nobody charged with it. Just the type of shit that was going on. Yeah. Lola Wise, good evening to you. We got almost 400 people here. Like this video. I got a few more minutes with y'all. Anything with Sean Branch? Not no time soon, man. I'm holding on to that shit. He said, I wish more dudes will read Free from Bars. I'm pretty sure I've showed my book collection on this platform many a times and shit. He said, where are they now? Them niggas are all old. They're all dead or in jail, doing forever. I imagine it probably a few Black Mafia members still living, but they're well into their 70s. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they on canes and shit like that. I got you, brother. Who taught Elijah Muhammad? Elijah Muhammad was led to the Nation of Islam and the teachers of the Nation of Islam by a guy named Master Farad Muhammad. Ooh, y'all shooting y'all cross-examination. Y'all can't trip. Y'all can't stumble the dribble. Y'all can't stumble me. I'm very informed on this topic, man. I didn't had this discussion, man. I didn't been in rooms, with my relatives cussing and telling me that somebody gonna get me. Had me feeling like when I step outside, the fruit gonna be outside waiting on me or some shit. You feel me? Boom, 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 boom. Good evening, everyone. Nudie Mims and Sam Christian came out of Mosque number 12 in North Philly. I know it. I know it. I know it. Derek Spencer, why you say that? He said, what happened to Farad Muhammad? Ooh, some spooky shit. Some spooky shit. I don't know what happened to him, man. Some people said that he vanished. Some motherfucker said when he posted that vanish, he was in the LA County jail somewhere. Just a whole bunch of strange shit, yo. Bunch of strange shit. I'm serious. Spooky, yeah. His heritage is in question too. But you would have to go and do some research on this for yourself. Is Farad black or white? I couldn't tell you. Lacreem said he's white. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Jeremiah Shabazz, he was with the shits. Christopher McCrea said he looked Middle Eastern. Farad Muhammad moved to California and died in India. That's, you see, I said somebody spotted him at LA or something like that, or something to that effect. Young Ball, I appreciate your donation. Novichok Red, I appreciate your donations. You hit me twice. I appreciate you. What's the UFO angle with the nation? You talking about the mothership? I stand down on the topic, man. I got personal feelings about how I feel about the whole mothership thing and shit. This platform is unbiased. It's uncut too. That's funny y'all mentioned that because I was talking with my mother about the mothership earlier today and shit. So, again, some people had their beliefs. Don't make it mine. I don't know. Lola said, come on, Gully. Oh, man. Good evening to everyone that's here. I appreciate y'all time, man. He said UFO discs. What's today's mathematics? Malcolm. Word. Make sure y'all check out the documentary, man. When I get up off of here, I'm gonna watch it again. Make sure I didn't miss anything. It's just, I'm not gonna lie. Watching this documentary, I'm stealing styles. I'm stealing styles, man. The nigga that did that documentary, he killed that shit, man. I'm checking out his style, how he put that shit together. I'm like, ooh, wait. So, yeah, I'm trying to get my dribble right still, man. He did a good job. He did an incredible job, man. He did an incredible job. Word. Jay Mindy, my man, good content tonight. It's a great topic. He went on the mothership. Yeah, I've heard about people going on the motherships. Find Professor James Smalls and ask him about Malcolm X. Elijah was a conscious businessman ahead of his time. I respect his business acumen. Read that Black Mafia book. It should be made. It's called Brothers Inc. I read it. Incredible book. You can't put it down. It gave you some insight on the military aspect of the nation. They weren't fucking around. Period. Straight up. They was stepping the motherfuckers, man. Pimps. Yo, what you got for the nation? What you got for the nation? There's a scene in the movie Superfly when the three Muslims approached Ron O'Neal and asked him for some money. He said, "We're building a new nation for black people. It's time for you to start paying some dues." They was stepping the motherfuckers like that. In the movie in Superfly, he said, "I ain't giving you shit." They wasn't doing that in real life. It wasn't no, "I ain't giving you shit" in real life. Nah. It wasn't no, "I ain't giving you shit." What? None of that. Gully put some book suggestions on the gram once in a while. Yeah, half a mil sampled that scene. They weren't fucking around with other blacks. Facts. You right. We got to do for self. There might have been a time when we had to correct self. Boom. They had nine informants around the Malcolm X murder. Nobody was under surveillance like the Nation of Islam and Elijah Muhammad. They listened to Elijah Muhammad on recordings. He never gave anyone an order to kill Malcolm X. He never said it out of his mouth verbally, but there was a mystique in play that allowed things to play out the way that they did. He said, "What's the Black Mafia book called?" It's called Black Brothers Inc. They were robbing dope houses back in the day. Yeah. Malcolm was hated on by Elijah's kids. That's correct. Who directed it? His name is Abdul Rahim. I appreciate everyone for coming through. 3 top tier informants. That means 3 people, at least 3 that used to be in the same room as Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Minister Farrakhan. The upper echelon of the Nation of Islam have been infiltrated by informants. Word. Great show, bro. We need these discussions. This just happened to be a topic that I had some insight on. After watching the documentary, it had to become discussion. I see Star from the Star Chamber. He had his discussion on it tonight. I don't know if it interests everyone, but it interests me, and I like to share it with y'all. I believe that Malcolm X definitely was a great leader. By any means necessary. From the documentary, he was about that shit. So, rest in peace to him. I don't agree with what happened to him, but again, he kind of was taunting them niggas, yo. He kind of like brought it on himself. I don't know whether he wanted to die. I don't know, but anybody, this whole situation has been directed at the temple in Newark, New Jersey. Anybody could have came to see him. Washington, D.C., temple in Washington, D.C., temple in Chicago, temple in Detroit, temple in Boston, temple in Philadelphia. They all were bloodthirsty in regards to the disrespect, the public disrespect of their leader. Period. He said, he did say something about Malcolm on a phone call in Arizona. He said, this is what he said. He said something like, "I'm getting tired of that long-legged Malcolm. He needs to be stopped. The same way that Moses, blase, blase, blase." Right? Now, people who are well-read on the Bible would go and look up the parable of Moses and whatever in regards to what this guy was talking about, and you will see in the parable of Moses, I guess in that situation, they was talking about murder or killing. But Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, never ever gave an order for anyone to do anything to Malcolm X. Crazy how we can all see the same thing and still see totally different. I believe anybody that sees this any different is probably has some personal feelings tied to this shit. I just know that if somebody asked me to leave their organization, I would go on and try to thrive and, get to trying to build my new reality. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X, he was kicking dirt at Elijah Muhammad. And in a nutshell, that's why he's no longer with us. Period. If there's no other reason, straight up. It's been an hour, man, and this conversation is so it's so potent, I ain't even get to roll up. Okay, Gully, the Smithsonian channel, the title was Malcolm X Explosive Comments about Elijah Muhammad. He talks about the teenage girls. Okay, I'm interested in listening to that speech, but from what I seen in the documentary, he didn't start campaigning about it until he was kicked out of the nation. So, who was more important, Khalid Muhammad or Elijah? That's like asking what came first, the chicken or the egg? The teacher. Nah, he had 4 daughters. He didn't want to die. He knew it was coming for him. And when Malcolm X exposed pedophilia, he left the nation. I didn't catch the rest of what you said. He didn't want to die. If he didn't want to die, why he didn't have no security detail in the Autobahn ballroom? Why he didn't have no one patting people down? And why did he have fucking informants as his security detail? They planted that guy. I forget his name, but he's on the documentary too. The fucking informant gave him mouth to mouth. The police asked the informant after it was over with. The informant I guess he's an informant, but the human nature in him started to take over. His handlers asked him, why was you giving Malcolm X CPR? Why was you trying to save him? And he like, man, I don't know. It was the right thing to do. Somebody was dying in front of me. Like, Gene was his name. Right. Gene Roberts. He was the police, correct. One of his guys shot one of them suspects, correct. He said he wasn't trying to save him, maybe. Whatever the case, they inquired. I think he threw something at one of the shooters too, threw a chair at him or something like that, and his handlers were asking him, why was you in there acting like you was a real fruit of Islam? What the fuck was you doing? He said, you don't give mouth to mouth with holes in the chest. Oh my goodness. That makes a lot of fucking sense. His chest couldn't contain no air. He had holes in his chest. Where were you blowing the air at? Oh my goodness. I gotta get to work. I appreciate everybody that came through this evening, man. Y'all ain't gonna get this dope nowhere else, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for taking part of this in this discussion. Follow me on Instagram, The Real Gully TV. Follow me on Twitter at Gully TV1. I love how you engage with their comments and people. I wanted my platform to be the one where there was authentic engagement. You know how, we follow some people on social media and shit like that who we consider to be, I don't know, celebrities or something. And you make comments on their pictures, you like their pictures, you comment. You might even try your hand and DM them sometime. I didn't want to be the guy that was ignoring and acting like I was above my following and shit like that. That shit corny to me. I want to be the platform that, he talked to me. I've been messaged by people and they be like, man, I really appreciate you answering my message. And I'm like, you asked me a question. Why wouldn't I answer your message? I'm not like that. So, boom. Yeah, that shit's corny, man. I leave that shit to those who experience in their 15 minutes of fame and shit, because when it's over with, everybody gonna remember how your ass acted when you was on top. So motherfuck the haters. I appreciate everybody for coming through. I'm getting up out of here, man. That's my time with y'all. Until next time, peace.